Hi everybody, welcome back. So one of my earlier videos, I think it was probably the third or fourth video that I uploaded to this channel, was about angels and demons, was the caption. It's about, are there evil spirits? And I touched on a little bit there about my belief that there are no evil spirits. My belief that there are people who have not been that honorable as human beings, and that their soul has become trapped when they pass on, and they don't know that they've passed on, or and they stay trapped because of that, or they don't feel worthy of going on, or they just back to they don't know that they passed on, so they're holding on to that earthly energy where they weren't very nice people, took advantage of people or whatever, and that ends up manifesting at the spiritual level. So I wanted to let you know a little bit about those souls, those trapped souls, as I call them. When I was about a year after I started sitting and learning with the spiritual medium back in 99 and 2000, I was sitting in meditation one morning and I was hit with the worst feeling I'd ever experienced. I felt nauseous, I felt dizzy, I felt horrible. And of course, you know, was I being overtaken by an evil spirit? Because I was early, it was fairly early in my spiritual learning. So I brought myself out of meditation and I phoned my mentor and I told her what was happening. And she said, "Oh, just relax. You're just doing a soul rescue." So that kind of started me on a path for about a 6-month period. She told me what to do, how to deal with it. And so I went back into meditation. And when I was in high school, I had a friend whose mother was an alcoholic. Very sad situation. She had a couple of siblings, and the mother wasn't a very nice person. She would come home from work. I shouldn't say she wasn't a nice person. I'm sure at her core she was a nice person, but she wasn't a very good mother at that time for her kids. She would come home from work and she would have already been drinking, and she continued to drink, and she got sloppy drunk, and she was abusive to her children, not just verbally, but she would also be physically abusive to her children while she was under the influence. So when I had this feeling, it ends up that it was my friend's mother who had passed over. She had, as an alcoholic, she had ended up having a bleed out. Um, uh, those of you who may not be familiar, excessive drinking can cause internal organs to hemorrhage. So that's what happened to her. She had taken her glass of wine to the bathtub. She was living on her own at that point. The children had all grown up and moved away. And she had a bleed out and was found a couple days later in the bathtub. So it was her energy that was coming to me. And she was trapped. She would not go to the light because she was feeling so awful. Her spirit was feeling so regretful about how she had treated her children. So my mission by her coming to me was to tell her that that was part of the spiritual growth for not just her, but for her children, and that it was all right, and that the source needed her to go back. So off she went. As I say, that kind of started about a 6-month episode for me when every time I went into meditation at that point, I would start to have these trapped souls coming towards me. I had one man who was kind of like a bit of a miser, and he didn't want to leave his worldly possessions. And so I was able to convince him to leave them behind, that they didn't matter. I had people who didn't think that they were worthy of God's love, the energy's love, and to go forward. Um, it got to the point that I was actually helping groups of souls at any given time to pass over. Almost like kind of like the Pied Piper. I would have a whole group of people, souls, energies, and I would be leading them to go on to the light. that was really a fascinating and a time of huge growth and huge learning for me. But it served its purpose as well. And after about 6 months, I respectfully asked them to go to another soul who would be able to help that I needed now to move forward on my spiritual journey. So just to reiterate, these are not these when you have energies that are scaring you, that are coming across. Ask for the white light of protection to be around you. Ask for your guides to protect you. And remember that if you don't let them in, they can't get in. They're not coming in to possess you, but they are bringing a negative energy around. So you do not have to be open to that. But also be compassionate and remember that these are souls who were trapped. They're unable to move forward, and they need to be able to be released from whatever pain they're still experiencing at more or less a human level, and they have to make that disconnect from the human level and the spirit so that they can be free to go on. So I hope that that's helped explain a little bit about trapped souls and about soul rescue. And if you're interested in learning more, if you're interested in connecting a little bit more and learning how to tap into your own energies, keep in mind that I do one-on-one and group mentoring. Email me and I'll be happy to give you more information about that and help you grow on your spiritual journey. And otherwise, if you're just looking for a reading, I am also available for one-on-one on individual readings as well. So just email me for more information. And thanks very much. I really appreciate you watching my videos and subscribing to my channel. So thanks very much, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.